Hey there, so good morning. I was asked to respond to a question from a female perspective of a struggling relationship and to add a man's perspective into that. And the question was around a dynamic where the man's not putting as much effort into the relationship as he used to. And when he's questioned about it, what happens is he gets defensive and the relationship has gotten to the point where communication's breaking down and they're in a tight spot. And when I got this text question sent to me, it actually has taken me a while to find out how I wanted to represent myself, how I wanted to come across. The unfortunate aspect of this is I've been that man a time or two, so I understand how it is from this side of the coin. And I guess the reason why it's taken me a little bit to grasp how I wanted to come across is just that it is important to know that it's a tough position for the man to be in and a scary one just as much as it is from the female perspective. It could be looked at as he's being a jerk, he's being an asshole, he's not holding up his end of the bargain anymore, and this is kind of his fault. But the first thing that I would offer is some understanding of why it gets to that point. And the first aspect of the man's perspective in this is when it gets to be pinched and communication's breaking down. One of the things that I love in a relationship when it's thriving is when my significant other can anticipate my needs almost better than I can. It's a skill set that I lack, is to understand my emotions. And when a woman gets to the point where she's anticipating me, saying he loves to do this, he loves to do that, I fall for that so hard. So if you take that to this situation, there seems to be no anticipation over what that man needs in the relationship. And when you as a woman are going as far as grilling him on top of it, it really pinches the communication. It makes me feel lost. It makes me feel like she doesn't understand or know me at all. Not only does she not understand and know me, but on top of it, she's trying to have me in a snap second quickly answer why I'm frustrated or why I'm not putting the effort in. I think it's important to give that man some space. Give him some time to find out exactly what it is that he's not receiving in the relationship, to be able to put the effort in that used to be there. And I think that if I'm looking at this as a counselor's perspective, from this kind of communication breakdown, I think space is really required here, and that's love, patience, understanding that a relationship goes through phases. And if it's going to go through phases, it's okay for that man to have growing pains within the relationship, just like it is with the woman. And from my perspective as the man, it is an unhealthy and kind of makes your skin crawl place to not be fulfilling the woman's needs. And when it's compounded and put in your face that, hey, by the way, you haven't been doing this and now I'm noticing, and why not? A defensive reaction it's a 1 + 1 is 2. You can expect a defensive reaction when saying, why don't you give me what you used to? Maybe I don't know the answer, but I would love for you to help me